today on the Criminal Justice Smuggling of Persons Bill. In previous years, any island nation like ours was seen as a smuggler's opportunity, but at that time the concern was primarily around illegal narcotics and goods, and that's rightly, if somewhat slowly, shifted also now onto people and the illegal trafficking of human beings. And it's beyond obvious, Minister, that appropriate resources need to accompany this piece of legislation, and that those who engage with people who have been trafficked are trained to a standard that does not inadvertently add to or compound trauma. Our Garda National Immigration Bureau need additional resources and training that's regularly updated in line with best practice, and so too do the IPO, the INIS, social workers and the specialist Gardaí who investigate these cases. We must ensure that both those who have been trafficked and those in a position of working with and then in cases are equipped and supported throughout the duration of any subsequent process. And it was only just September gone when it was reported that specialist detectives were investigating a growing number of illegal immigrants who were being forced to work in the sex industry in Ireland. A major crackdown of human trafficking had resulted in the rescue of 38 people the previous year. Now, it was my constituency that has been mentioned here this afternoon, Longford Westmeath, and we seen that first conviction under the Criminal Law Human Trafficking Act earlier this year following a 6-week trial. 2 people were found guilty of human trafficking offences, and the judge in that case referred to the individuals who had been trafficked as indentured slaves, coerced into a sustained and degrading period of prostitution, which did great harm to all victims for financial gain, and while acknowledging also that those individuals had no real alternative but to accept their exploitation. Now, those words really ring home to me. Nobody should be accepting exploitation. And that was a truly tragic and a really, really disturbing case. And I want to take this opportunity, Count, to commend those survivors for their bravery, their courage, for their resilience, and following on from what could only have been horrific, horrific exploitation, but also to acknowledge the valuable work of all involved in securing that conviction. Now, we urgently need to get our house in order regarding obligations to end human trafficking, but we also need to improve the legal, the criminal and the support processes that come with that. Our response, while it must be robust, it also needs to be fit for purpose, and it must be one that reflects the extremely unpalatable reality that human trafficking happens, and it happens here. It happened in Westmeath. Now, we may have had the first conviction, but it was not the first incident, and convictions like this must be seen much more commonly.